Hola, bonjour, merhaba, konnichi, wagwan, hello to all the magpies. You know who it is, it's Arsenal's Realists. But I'm talking to, bruv, do you know what? Newcastle's got so unlucky these days since fucking Mike Ashley's come in. Do you know every time I see a magpie you say, sorry Mrs. Dicky Bird, how's your wife and children? Everyone has a different little saying to have good luck, but when you see one magpie it's bad luck, and you got to say that. But bruv, if you see 11 magpies on a football pitch, blood, it's triple bad luck. It means there's a billionaire nearby and he's sucking the sucky life out of your club. Man goes from Keegan, Shearer, Owen, Ginola, Andy Cole. We go further. Listen, and now, blood, I don't even know what's going on. They go for 40 million purchases in the MLS. Alvamoron. And do you know what? He was decent. He's one of their best buys. Andy Carroll, bruv, man's blatantly an injured party animal, bruv. He goes and comes, he comes back. Now, I'm not gunning it. He was a top player when he was fit for his 0.5 days. But how do you go from the top to the bottom? Now, unlike Arsenal fans, I'm talking to you Newcastle fans, I'm sure you are under no illusions. You are under absolutely no mirage, yeah, when you not know Mike Ashley is the problem. And ultimately, listen, he has spent a little 40 here. He has got a little Carroll in there, a little Joe Linton. But money is the biggest problem. Let's get it right. Sucking all the money out and not investing when needed. But if you're an owner that don't give two shits and two cares, which we can clearly see Mike Ashley does not give one doo-doo, spending a 40 on Alvaron or getting Andy Carroll in or spending whatever it was, 30, 40, 20 on Joe Linton or Joel Linton, whatever, that's like punching someone in the face with no muscle. Just like, it's just a movement. It looks like it's got intent. It looks purposeful, but you do not give a fuck about the match. You don't give a fuck about this team. You're not really building a team. So, Steve Bruce clearly, I think, again, you lot let me know what you think. Clearly not the right manager, but at the end of the day, I don't think Steve Bruce is a manager that goes into any club to take it forward. It's just my opinion. I think he's a lovely guy. He's like a granddad you want to hug and make a cup of tea. Sit down, granddad. I'm going to make you your toast today. Give me a Werther's original. Let me have a Werther's, granddad. And I'm going to go and make you a tea. Lovely guy. He used to let Alex Ferguson beat the shit out of him every match. Do you know what I mean? Back in the day. But when he was at Hull. But I don't think he's a man you want to appoint to go forward. So we look at Newcastle, they don't appoint managers to go forward. They don't buy impactful players to actually improve the team. They actually buy players to shut up or just make the fan base think they're doing something. Now, Newcastle fans, you let me know, yeah? You let me know. Because what I saw from Newcastle today is a club completely going backwards. I saw, I want to say lackluster, but that's not the right word. I saw a team literally filled with absolutely no belief, installed from the top to the bottom. You don't let me know, because I was watching it and I was trying to look for individual performances that were terrible, and you know what? I didn't see terrible performances from Newcastle. They set up shop kind of averagely, kept their shape almost not bad, not too bad. Like I said, for some reason, Aubameyang and Xhaka were giving Elveron, is that his name? Elveron, the space to give the crosses in, and they were coming. Ultimately, of course, Arsenal, we beat Newcastle, we finished off, Partey, ball over the top. But Newcastle seemed to be, they had a bit of intent. Like when Partey got the ball and he passed it down to Aubameyang, they was pushed forward. They were kind of trying to create. But ultimately, my question to the Newcastle fans is this, because there's a lot of Arsenal fans and there's a lot of people that seem to suggest that all the owner's job is, and I'm asking you lot Newcastle fans because you know more than me, all the owner's job is you needed a striker, so we get Carroll in, we get Joel Linton in, we needed a winger at one point, or a attacking right-sided midfielder, we get Alvaron in. So there may be a person out there on some fan channels that will argue, no, it's down to a manager to reinvigorate this team and do something. But at the end of the day, we're in a competitive league. It's a vicious league. Newcastle have been a Champions League club. They've fighted for titles. They've had some of the best players under them. They've added a lot to the Premier League. Who in the fucking right mind, and how dare Mike Ashley think, and it go on for this long and nobody highlight it enough? Newcastle fans have, but Mike actually comes and turns a world famous title competing club into something that's actually a bit bannerable. Listen, nobody 11th to 15th, 16th is what Newcastle have been told. Be happy with it. That's what I'm saying. It's not a bad performance. They've been forced to settle for from 10th to about 17th place, and that seems to be where there they are. Mike Ashley's happy to steady the ship there. So like I say to you Newcastle fans, Arsenal are going through something, you could say similar. It's completely two different things because it's two different clubs at two different stages, yeah? Newcastle were there, they're now not. Arsenal were there, we're now not, but it seemed to have happened in a later era where there's a bit more money in football, there's a franchise, we haven't bought into it as easy and as long as it happened with the Newcastle fans. But every time Newcastle and Arsenal meet people, we need to have, even if I'm dropping my video every time, Mike Ashley has disrespected the Newcastle fans, he's disrespecting Newcastle, and he's fucking successfully took 95% of Newcastle's power away and turned them into a bit of banter, basically. Arsenal are nowhere near what we was or what we could be. We've been sucked and fucked. We're literally not even a shadow of our former selves. We're nothing. We can't even hold on to our best players no more. Kroenke has to go. Mike Ashley has to go. And we need owners in who care about our football club and who care about the history of what they're buying. It's not just all about money, yeah? And I'll leave it like this. We just watched, obviously, the Arsenal-Newcastle game. And immediately after the match, Carragher and Gary Neville do a little post-match interview with Smith Rowe. And straight away, they get onto the topic after about Newcastle. It comes up instantly. Gary Neville says, do you know what? They're in the table, they're in the position you would expect them to be. They don't get adequate investment. They're not been given a clear path by their owner. It's up and down. He takes money out, money in. It's a big joke to them, basically, to the owner, sorry. And you know what? They didn't fall apart. They came out, they held their shape. They've got an absolutely unworthy squad. It's unrecognisable. Even Carragher interjects and says, it's absolutely true. This team, there's not worthy players in this Newcastle team. So ultimately, it's a match expected. That match is exactly what you expect from Newcastle. Do the Newcastle fans expect any more in their next game? Do they expect any more in their game after that? And that's why I feel sorry for them. They can get a result on a one-off match, of course you can. But ultimately, Newcastle fans know their team's under par and it's never winning nothing as it stands, can barely compete. And I feel sorry for how they got into this mess. If there was an internet when all them years ago and somebody on these Newcastle channels maybe got loud, well, True Geordie did for 5 seconds. He talked about Mike Ashley, blood. Then he got hollered by the fucking YouTube Duppy AFTV Donny Wannies. It must have been, something must have happened because he don't even talk about him no more, bruv. But as we can see, protesting and talking about these things and getting the message out there can really help. As we're seeing now, due to lockdown, nobody's in the stadiums. Owners are screaming and tearing their hair out. Someone to sell. They're losing money. Oh my God, what are we going to do? Can you imagine how powerful this message would have been 5-6 years ago if Arsenal and Newcastle, we just protested together and abandoned our stadiums, bruv? The power, the message. But people convince you that it won't do nothing. They've already bought sponsorship deals, this and that. Bruv, we're watching the Premier League now with no fans in the stadium. Let's say it doesn't affect the owners. Let's say it doesn't even affect financially no one. It affects the players on the pitch. It affects it. The games are dead. There's no creativity. There's no spark in the football, yeah? So if it's going to affect them on the pitch, that's going to travel back into the dressing room and it's going to find its way back up to the Duppy, Kroenke and Mike Ashley in their offices sniffing cocaine, yeah? Watching the game. So let's just get on a real level now, on a real page, yeah? Newcastle fans, I hope you finally see this mission through. It's going to be a long battle, but maybe lockdown and the strain this has brought financially on everyone and every person and every business, maybe, in a crazy way, it can bring one positive, at least for you, like Newcastle fans, that it will tighten the pockets of this Mike Ashley and force this deal or force something to happen. And hopefully we fast forward in a year, 2, 3, 4, and you lot can have a real owner and we can start getting back to normal football. Newcastle had an identity. Arsenal had an identity. Listen, these owners don't know nothing about football. They give not one fuck. Like I said, check out the Liverpool video if you want to talk about owners who know nothing about football, or the Premier League, should I say, but at least, because you can be a bad owner or a money-making owner, sorry, you want all the billions, all the millions, you don't give two shits about no one or nothing. I don't expect nothing else from a billionaire. That's how you became a billionaire, by sucking us and fucking us. But take a leaf out the Liverpool owners book, yeah? Check the video out, the link will be in the description. That's how you communicate to your fans. We'll let you make money if you need to make billions, but there's a line and sometimes you've got to draw it. And their owners there there is a perfect example of, do you know what? You can be a billionaire, millionaire, sucky, duppy, Mason, Illuminati, kill your whole family, satanic ritual, brother. But listen to us, bruv, yeah? Listen to us, because it's our club, it's our love, and this is what we've supported for years and years, and it's got nothing to do with money. We fuel you lot. Newcastle have made Mike Ashley tens and tens of millions and millions and millions of pounds, only to see their club go from something that was once great, actually, really great, to now. It's not, you can't even compete. It's not fair. It's not fair. But Newcastle fans, I hope a bright future is going to come at one point for you. At one point, to be honest, I got a feeling there's been murmurs, there's been talks, so maybe it will happen. And then I'll be cursing the day I ever made this video, saying they've got fucking Saudi Arabian owners, they got Neymar up front, Koulibaly at the back, Verratti in the middle. Could you imagine? Little old Newcastle blood. Their new kit will be Louis Vuitton. Blood? It can happen. But, like I said, people, make sure you love your people. Make sure your people love you. And by doing that, all you got to do is love them. You feel me? It's Arsenal's Realists. Thank you all for watching. See you later, guys, yeah? Mike Ashley out. Stan Kroenke out.